a business Q&A. I put up a question box on Instagram last week about business related questions. Just as a backstory, I have built my business from the ground up and now run it with my husband. And we have 5 employees. So I don't know all the things about business, but I have experience in building a business, specifically with fitness, which is what these are about today. So I'm going to be going through y'all's questions and answering from a personal experience. Again, I'm not a professional business mentor, so these are coming from personal experience and as Fittest Core, as a company. So we're sitting down comfortably on my bedroom floor. I feel like this would be more appropriate to do in my office since this is business related, but this feels comfy. So this is where we're gonna do it. So let's just jump right in with the first question. How do you build a client base if you start online? Okay, and then I actually want to pair this question with the next question, because these answers kind of go hand in hand. So the next question is, would you say it's more important to build a brand / do marketing first or later? Okay, so to answer that question, I'm gonna start with, would you say it's more important to build a brand or do marketing first or later? Definitely, 100%, no questions about it. Building a brand. That is first and foremost what you need to do. And that actually ties into the first question that was asked, which was, how do you build a client base if you start online? It is all about trust. Building a client base is about trust. You can market, and have the best ads and the best graphics and the best edits and whatever. But if you're not building a sense of trust, nobody's gonna wanna work with you. So to answer both of those questions, it starts with your brand. That is what you should focus on first, and building trust with people. So building a brand is not necessarily, the graphics and the colors that you use and the images. While yes, that is a part of it, building a brand is about building trust. It is about kind of letting some of your guards down, letting people know who you are, what you stand for, what your purpose is, what your mission is, who you're trying to help, all of that, how you're going to do that so that you build trust with people. Because without trust, there isn't going to be a relationship. And if a relationship is built without trust, it's not going to be a very long lasting one. So that is what I would say about that. Definitely build your brand first. And that goes down to just knowing who you are, what your mission is, what your purpose is, and who you want to help. What lights you up? What are you passionate about? For me, I'm extremely passionate about empowering moms and helping them feel strong in all stages of motherhood. I could talk about that till I'm blue in the face. That right there, as long as I know that and I stay true to that, the rest falls into place, truly. So we're gonna start with that bomb drop. That is the first thing. So marketing definitely later. Marketing can come naturally. Build your brand first. Know who you are, share who you are, build that trust. And then, how do you build a client base if you start online? That should naturally happen. The more that you share your truth, share your expertise, share your knowledge, share some vulnerability, share your experiences, share client wins, it'll, I shouldn't even say slowly because it could be fast, but it will gradually build and build until before you know it, you do have a client base. It is a process. It does take time. For some people, it takes longer than others. But I would say it all starts with building your brand. Okay, next. This actually kind of goes along with this, but how do you reach online clients when you first started? It is definitely just putting yourself out there and ignoring imposter syndrome. It is advertising yourself in for me, I prefer to do it in a natural way and in a raw way instead of flashy and I do this, I can do this. It's more about sharing vulnerable testimonials and experiences and helping other women feel seen, because when I help women feel seen, they trust me and they want to come with me. So how did I reach online clients when I first started? I shared my knowledge. I kept posting, I kept sharing, I interacted with women, and I shared my personal journeys as I was going through them in a very open and raw way, and that let women in, and that is how I reached people. Truly, again, it all boils down to building your brand and knowing who you are. Was it expensive to start? Oh, I like this question. No, because if you think about it, if you it doesn't cost anything to have social media. So if you are solely starting with social media, then that's free. But as Chase, my husband and business partner, likes to say that in order to make money, you have to invest in yourself, which is a nicer way of saying you have to spend money to make money. So the more you do want to grow, the better it is to continue investing in things. So to start, it absolutely wasn't expensive at all. I had an Instagram account before I really decided that I wanted to take all of this online. I had my business and my fitness account before I switched to online. So I will say, once I did fully switch to online, that is when it gets expensive, because you do have to invest in a platform. So you choose a platform that you want to develop your app through, or pay a website designer, whatever avenue you're taking. For me, that was developing my own app. So that is an investment. But I do think, to go on what Chase always says, is, in order to make money, you got to spend money. Obviously within reason, but take a chance, invest in yourself, and continue doing that. Next, how did you become so confident talking on stories? I just did. I wish I had a better answer for that. Actually, I do. I have a better answer for that. I truly, when I'm talking to the camera, visualize and think about it as though I am talking to my friends, like to the moms out there that follow me and confide in me and trust in me. And that may sound silly, but when I do that, I'm truly able to just talk like y'all are in the room with me. And that's how it's always been that way. I also, my app is follow along workouts. So I am teaching live workouts while talking to a camera, and it's the same thing there. I visualize all of my members, and I'm talking to them. That's what it is. I'm talking to them. I'm not talking to a screen. I'm talking to women. So yeah, that's, I guess, just thinking about who you're talking to, not necessarily the way that you're doing it. Oh, somebody said I asked if you'd mentor me, I think 2 years ago. So yeah, I'd be all for this all. Well, I hope this helps, Carly. What kind of business insurance do you need to carry? That is a Chase question. I know we have, I guess it's liability insurance. So, I want to make sure that all of the women know that, since I am not able to train them in person, I have to protect my business in case somebody does get hurt and decides to put it back on me. And that applies to gyms, that applies to any kind of fitness realm. What certification to start with? Ooh, that's a good question. So I started, it depends on what your niche is. Okay, so I started with just general personal training certification, just for, I think I did personal training, and then I did a group fitness certification, but that was when I was teaching in person. I wasn't doing anything online then. So since then I have had several certs in pre and postnatal. So it really just depends on what your niche is, because you don't need to get certified in pre and postnatal if you're working with college athletes, Oh, I like this one. How to overcome self-doubt, not knowing enough, imposter syndrome. This is a big one, because I truly think that imposter syndrome is something that everybody deals with, even the most confident on the outside and the ones with the biggest following and the biggest businesses and the most success. They have imposter syndrome too. I struggle with imposter syndrome on a weekly basis. There are so many times throughout the week that I'm like, do I know what I'm talking about? Am I good at what I do? Should I be doing this? And we all do that. And I actually was telling one of my very best friends about this just this week, about the beauty in testimonials. So for me, on days where I am struggling with imposter syndrome or self-doubt, I actually have a folder of testimonials from, at this point, thousands of women. And I go through that on my hard days, and I look at that and I think of all of the women that I have helped and that have trusted me and seen results from the work that I do. And that snaps me out of it really quick, because that's living proof that I do know what I'm doing and I am good at this and I know what I'm talking about. But if you are new to this line of work and maybe you don't have those testimonials to rely on, overcoming self-doubt is honestly just taking a risk on yourself and just promising yourself that you're not going to let yourself down, and holding true to the fact that you do know what you're talking about and you are passionate about this and you do have a purpose in life to do what it is that you want to do. And, if you truly are passionate about something, that usually comes with education around it, because if you are passionate about it, you want to learn about it. You want to spend time in that area. And, the more that you're continuing to learn and the more time you spend in that specific category, the more knowledge you have around it and the more confidence you should be able to build around it. So self-doubt will happen. It happens to everyone. It happens to all of us. But just reminding yourself that, why you do it, that it's, your passion and your purpose, and just telling yourself that you're good at it. That's really it, is I'm good at it. And a great piece of advice that actually 10 years ago, when I was training in person to become an in-person trainer, the coach that I was shadowing looked at me and said, "You are not going to please everyone. And as soon as you get that in your brain, the better." And that applied to group fitness classes, but I still tell myself that literally on a weekly basis, that you are not going to please everybody. And the people that you don't please, they're not your people. And that is okay. That's totally fine. I hope that answer helped. Other than word of mouth from client, what has been the most successful marketing strategy? Social media. Period. Social media. And social media is not just Instagram and TikTok. It is email marketing. It is, there's so many different systems put in place on your website that you can do. Your website, collabs, doing collaborations, in-person events. There's lots of different things. How to gain attraction to your online programs. Trying so hard over here. Sharing about them. Just keep sharing about them. Talk about them, share about them. If anybody is doing your online programs, share about their success. Share that other women are doing them. When I was first getting started, the first program I ever created was Booty After Baby, which is near and dear to my heart. But Booty After Baby was written 4 years ago, and I was doing that program in live time, which I think really helped. And that's actually a piece of advice that I would give a lot of women. If you are starting out doing this and trying to sell programs, do that program. Showcase yourself doing that program. For me, that was a postpartum program. So women got to, in live time, watch me burn fat, gain some of my strength back, build my booty back, and watched my body transform, all while doing it in my son's nursery when he was 4 months old. So for me, doing it in live time has been crucial to my business. It's how I did training for motherhood, my prenatal program, my core and pelvic floor restore program, which is my early postpartum program. I was in a diaper and a nursing bra for that one. So all of my programs I have done in live time with my clients and with my members. And that brings a sense of almost validation. It's, people will see, oh, well, if she's the trainer and she's doing it herself, then like it must be good. And then it also, if you're going to have a body transformation, women get to watch you have that transformation. So that is my biggest piece of advice there for how to gain attraction to your online programs. Do the program and share about it in live time. If you're the only person doing it, that's okay. Keep sharing about it, and then you're gonna have one person join in. If she shares about it and if she's posting on her stories, repost, screenshot, share. The more people you have doing those programs, including yourself, the better. Don't stop sharing. screenshot everything. If anybody even just says, this one felt so good, screenshot it, share it, share. Where did you get your initial leads as you were growing outside of social media? Lots of these questions, outside of social media, doing in-person events always does help. I don't do those anymore. I should. And word of mouth. If you have somebody who is raving to you about your program, thank you so much, this changed my life, blah, 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 then ask her to tell her friends. Say, thank you, that means the world to me. Please tell your friends. Word of mouth is huge. What is the most important tip you would give someone starting out? This is going to be so cheesy, but believe in yourself. Truly believe in yourself. I firmly believe that passion fuels everything. So if you are passionate about what you are doing, and I'll use my example again, just for sake of this story, I'm so passionate about empowering moms and helping them feel strong and powerful and confident in every stage of motherhood. It lights me up to do that. That fuels everything that I do. Everything in business is fueled by that. If you know your why and what your mission is and what you're passionate about, I promise you, the rest will fall into place. It really will. So when you're starting out, believe in yourself, hold true to who you are and what you stand for and what you're passionate about, and just keep fighting for that. Share what you love, show the world how passionate you are about it, and just let people trust you. Be who you are. Don't be scared to be exactly who you are, because the world will know if you're trying to put on this persona of some other person, you're trying to keep up with this influencer that did it this way, or this successful business owner that did it this way. That's going to catch up to you at some point. Show up as you, believe in yourself, and keep doing it that way. Okay, we're almost done. What generates the most income for you? Do you manage all the finances? No, I don't manage our finances. Chase is the finance guy and we have an accountant. And I only laugh because I do not need to be doing that part. What generates the most income for you? I actually really love this question. Thank you for asking this, because it is not social media. I probably make, on a good month, $500 a month from social media. So for anybody that thinks that perhaps I am just an influencer, and I'm not bashing influencers. Listen, some of those influencers, y'all are killing it, but I'm not an influencer. I am an online trainer. So I do not make revenue from social media. Our income comes primarily from my subscription. So my app is a membership-based platform. It also has one-time transactional programs as well. So that is where the majority of our residual income comes in from. And then we also have one-on-one coaching. So 95% of our income is from fitness. How did you decide to start using socials for it? COVID. I was one of the, dare I say, lucky trainers who, COVID truly made my business kickstarted my business. I was training all in person in 2019, and then COVID hit in 2020, and I was like, ooh, people got to work out. What are we going to do? And I created a Facebook group for women to subscribe to and have live follow along workouts with, which now 5 years later is what my app is based off of. But it's just obviously not on Facebook anymore. I have my own app. And then on Instagram, I would share at-home videos. So really it was because of COVID. I wanted people to have a resource for home workouts, because I knew that I needed to work out and I was stuck at home, and I wanted other women to be able to do so. Okay, 2 more. I could ask 1,000 questions, but I have mainly one-on-one clients. I'm looking to push more app members. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay. Think of it as a funnel, okay? So if you have one-on-one members, that's primarily what you work with, and you want to funnel women into your app members, think of it as big ticket and small ticket, okay? So your smaller ticket is your your membership. They're not getting as much as one-on-one, so it's your lower ticket item. And then your big ticket item is your one-on-one clients. They're getting you personally, they're getting more resources, they're getting more personalized stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So if somebody is interested in one-on-one, but maybe they can't afford it, or they can't make that commitment, or they don't need something that curated, then you funnel them down into your app. So when you view it as a funnel and thinking big ticket, low ticket, I think that that really helps. I could go into more detail about that if you're interested, but for a quick answer, that is how I would do that. Okay, last question. Staying consistent with family, question mark. What did it look like in the beginning? So the cool thing about my business is it very heavily involved my son. So when I first started and took all of this online, I was postpartum and I wanted to stay home and I wanted to help moms. And so I got to do that. I got to stay at home with Eli and go through my postpartum journey while creating all of this. Lots of tears, lots of trial and error, lots of late nights, early mornings, lots of messing up and lots of learning for sure. But in the beginning, it truly looked like Eli and me. We did it together. I did as much as I could while he slept. He was a good sleeper, thank God. But a lot of it was done while wearing him or him in my workout videos. But that's really where that started and what it looked like in the beginning. And for the first 2 years of this, it was just me. Chase actually joined the business. We are about to hit 2 years next month. So it's definitely grown there. And then staying consistent with family, we just try to have as strict of boundaries as we can, which is hard when you own a business and you work from home. But mornings are spent with the kids and weekends are spent with the kids unless they're napping. And we really try not to work on the weekends. And then, after work hour, we try to be done. I have a cutoff time on my calendar actually at 3:30 where I try to be done with work. Because it's easy for Chase and me. We run this business together. So it's easy for Chase and me at the end of the day to sit down and bring up business, but that's not the time for that. It's time to be together and shut it down. So we try to be done with business talk, with business tasks, with business items by 3:30 or 4 so that we can be present with the kids and with each other. We also are pretty diligent about taking family vacations just because that's a way for us to get super intimate time together that's not work related. So that's how we do it. Boundaries can be hard to set when you are a business owner, but again, trial and error with that, and you can come up with a system. Okay, this is fun. This is just part 1 of this. I really would like to make more series on business development, building a business, building an online brand. So that's something that I am trying to kind of tap into here on the YouTube platform. So if you have any questions, any follow-up thoughts, please drop them below. If there's a question that I didn't answer, I will get to it. And then I will bring Chase back for the second one of these to answer more of the behind the scenes logistics side of the questions that I didn't get to answer. I hope this felt helpful for y'all. This is truly just me speaking from my personal experiences. Just as a reminder, I'm not a business coach, but I hope it's helpful, and I'm happy to help any of y'all that I can because it's fun and it's really fulfilling to get to do what you love every single day.